Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Friday, October 17th, 2025. A woman was arrested on suspicion of burglary at a home in Joshua Tree on Wednesday night at around 9:30 p.m. San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies responded to a reported burglary in the 4700 block of Avenida La Candela in Joshua Tree. Deputies received a call from the owner of the home, who witnessed the burglary on a security camera. Deputies identified the suspect as Masada Tassetti, 42. They say she entered the home through a side door. The sheriff's department said that it was unclear if any property had been taken. Masada Tassetti was arrested on suspicion of first-degree burglary and is being held at the West Valley Detention Center on $60,000 bail. The 89th Annual Pioneer Days kicked off this week and continues through the weekend. The theme for this year's celebration is Semper Fi 29, saluting the 250th anniversary of the Marine Corps, but the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center has withdrawn from this year's celebration. In a statement issued by the city of 29 Palms yesterday, they said, quote, "Due to the lapse in federal funding, the Department of War has made the decision to suspend all community outreach activities. Consequently, the Combat Center will be unable to participate in Pioneer Days this year. We look forward to the Combat Center participating and supporting future city events once the government is funded." Just because the Marine Corps is not involved this year doesn't mean that it won't be a great time, and there's still non-stop fun scheduled for the whole family all weekend long. A free concert tonight at Freedom Plaza begins at 5 p.m. and features local legends Forever Came Calling, along with local and visiting bands Fake Dad, Malcolm, Meg, Jimmy Dale, and Field Rush. This concert is completely free and runs from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tomorrow morning brings the Fire Explorers Pancake Breakfast, held in conjunction with firefighters from San Bernardino County Fire. This beloved annual event brings the community together at Fire Station 44 on Adobe Road for a fabulous breakfast. Come eat, meet firefighters, tour the station, and have a bite or just some coffee. Food has been donated by Black Bear Diner and drinks have been donated by Starbucks. The event runs from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Fire Station 44, located at 6560 Adobe Road in 29 Palms. After that, the Pioneer Days Parade takes to the streets of downtown 29 Palms beginning at 10 a.m. Cheer on your friends and neighbors as the streets fill with floats, marching bands, community groups, classic cars, and more. Pioneer Days Grand Marshal Herman Platsky and Judge and Sheriff Jeff and Shirley Art will lead the way as the city celebrates 250 years of the United States Marine Corps. Z107.7's Gary Daigneault and Cody Joseph will be on hand to announce the parade and provide commentary throughout. The fun continues Saturday at Freedom Plaza, with Children's Day kicking off at 5 p.m. The beloved outhouse races will be happening at 6 p.m. For the full lineup, including what's happening tomorrow night and Sunday, see this story at Z107.7 FM.com. The 4th annual Morongo Valley Halloween Extravaganza is happening all weekend long in Covington Park, featuring your favorite spooky activities, including a massive indoor haunted house, a 25-band music festival, and a dog mayor election. Reporter Gabriel Hart was given a sneak peek private tour of the haunted house by organizer Buddy Stogner and learned what the weekend has in store.
The town of Morongo Valley takes Halloween very seriously, and with no big city budget to rely on like our neighbors up the hill, organizer Buddy Stogner says it takes a village of determined volunteers to make the Halloween extravaganza pop every spooky season. But this year, they've taken over the whole Covington Park Community Center to make their infamous haunted house, instead of the tennis courts where the construction is challenged by the wind. Even the directors of the Morongo Valley CSD, who usually conduct business at the community center, agreed to reschedule their monthly meeting to make room for the Halloween extravaganza's main attraction. Stogner walked me through the transformation in progress, rendering the 6 rooms unrecognizable, with skeleton-painted black tarp constructing new walkways, with each room connected in an unnerving flow of homemade ghoulish decor. And when we got to the community kitchen, that's when things got legitimately terrifying, with a scene I could only compare to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the stovetop.
And then they walk into here, and they're walking around here.
Oh man.
Yeah, the
That's
fridge is going to be open with some bloody stuff in the fridge.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be the dissecting table. There's going to be some kids hiding under here that jump out and chase people.
Oh, this is like actually already kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
This is like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There you go.
Type
and
stuff.
then,
Stogner then walked me into the multi-purpose room where I usually cover the CSD meetings for Z107.7, and I was shocked at the metamorphosis.
We're gonna walk down here. Here's our lovely NPR room that you've never seen like this before, have
Holy
you?
crow.
Yes, sir. So we'll walk down here.
Oh, this is killer, man.
The Halloween extravaganza will also feature a zombie gel blaster shootout, a trunk or treat at dusk on Saturday, 30 plus bands for the Morongo Valley Music Fest running parallel, a costume contest, and the infamous Morongo Valley mayor election, which was formerly strictly a dogs race, but is now any critter's game due to last year's inclusion of a chicken and this year a pig and a snake. I asked Stogner if he had any insider info on who is in the lead.
Yeah, but I can't reveal that. I'll reveal that on Saturday at 2:30.
What are your feelings? Is there anything you can reveal about the race?
I think everybody pretty much already knows who won.
Oh, really?
That's all I can say.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. Next year we will be putting a little bit more rules on the mayor contest.
Got it.
Limits on terms and stuff like that.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
That tells me enough.
Yeah. So
The Morongo Valley Halloween Extravaganza and Music Festival goes from 5 to 10 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Sunday. For more information, call Buddy and Tammy Stogner at 760-501-4826. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Gabriel Hart.
The town of Yucca Valley's newest development, Founders Plaza, opens with a bang, a bounce, and several bops tonight. The public space, featuring parking, picnic tables, shade structures, and public bathrooms in the heart of Old Town Yucca Valley, was officially opened with a ribbon cutting earlier this year, but today's event marks the public celebration of its completion. Expect inflatables for children, a beer garden for adults, a vendor street fair, food trucks, and live music and dance from local acts, Hotel Mercy at 6 p.m., Moves from Dance Mojave at 7:30 p.m., then more music from Blank Tapes. The event is at Founders Plaza, just next to Luna's Sourdough on 29 Palms Highway in Yucca Valley. The fun runs from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. They're creepy and they're spooky. It's the Addams Family, and they're bringing their kookiness to Yucca Valley tonight for the town's Movies in the Courtyard series. The town will be screening 2019's animated film The Addams Family, based on the cartoons of Charles Addams. Tickets are $2 per person and include popcorn. Bring blankets, chairs, snacks, and drinks to the family-friendly event. Doors open at 6 p.m. and the movie begins at 6:30 p.m. Movies are screened in the courtyard of the Yucca Valley Community Center. San Bernardino County Land Use Services is holding a free community cleanup tomorrow for residents of unincorporated communities. They will be collecting accumulated trash, electronic waste, and tires. The cleanup begins at 8 a.m. and is scheduled until noon, but it may end earlier if the equipment fills up before that. The county is asking you to bring no more than 9 tires, and they are not accepting hazardous chemicals like paint, oil, and auto batteries at this cleanup. That's tomorrow at 8 a.m. at Sportsman's Park in Joshua Tree. Mosquito season may be coming to an end, and a forecast of milder winter means residents should stay vigilant about controlling breeding sites year-round. The High Desert Nature Museum is hosting a free public presentation that aims to raise awareness on the risk of mosquitoes on Saturday at 11 a.m. The High Desert Nature Museum will host representatives from the San Bernardino County Mosquito and Vector Control Program who aim to equip residents with knowledge to reduce vector populations and safeguard the community from discomfort and disease. The Johnson Valley Neighborhood Watch is holding another trash and graffiti cleanup tomorrow morning at Johnson Valley Painted Rocks starting at 10 a.m. The area is a popular spot for taggers to deface the giant Monzo granite boulders, which rival some of the rock formations in the national park. The crew will be picking up garbage from illegal dumpers, power washing, or painting over tags and graffiti. Even if you could only stop in for an hour, every little bit helps. That's tomorrow at 10 a.m. on the east side of Old Woman Springs Road, just past Ghost Road at the Painted Rocks. Prost! The Johnson Valley Community Center is holding their annual Oktoberfest community dinner. Tomorrow, they will open their beer garden, and at 6 p.m., they'll serve up a dinner of bratwurst, German sides, dessert, and a pint of craft beer or soda just for $15. $10 for kids. It starts at 3 p.m., and tickets are available at the door. Proceeds benefit the Johnson Valley Improvement Association. The Johnson Valley Community Center is located at 50567 Quailbush Road in Johnson Valley. And finally, a collection of desert creatives are putting on an event tomorrow celebrating art in various forms. Here's Adeline J. Wells with more on the performance.
On Saturday, October 18th, the Firehouse in North Joshua Tree will host On Fire, a multidisciplinary performance. The all-ages community event will feature dance, music, visual art, and spoken word. The event will include performances by solo dancers and the Dance Mojave Improv Troupe, with both original and improvisational choreography. Local indie rock band Daytime Moon will perform live music, and Feral Girl Art Collective, composed of 4 desert creatives, will display their incendiary art for viewing and discussion. Desert writer Maggie Downs will also do a live reading from an unpublished Choose Your Own Adventure style essay. Dance Mojave Executive Director Jen Henry is coordinating the multidisciplinary event, which celebrates various forms of community art linked by a common thread, or flame.
It's a real team effort of a lot of different types of artists. Performing at the Firehouse, we are themed a little bit around fire. So we have one piece that's about wildfire and both the destructive and generative power of fire. Daytime Moon's performing a couple of pieces about the desert, about heat, about fire. The Feral Girls, they're bringing artwork that is incendiary. So I think that it's meant to spark conversation in the same way that wildfire sparks. So it's very, very broadly based on the theme of fire.
Henry explained that collaborative events can inspire different conversations than those centered on a specific medium. Such discussions are important for community building and growth.
When we're interacting with other groups, there's a little bit of an element of translation where there's some more freedom, and maybe we're looking at things in ways that we don't usually look at them, that we're not accustomed to looking at them, and the pressure's a little bit off because we're doing something unique, we're doing something unusual. There's an element of generativeness when you're collaborating with new types of collaborators where you get some inspiration from their artwork.
On Fire, a multidisciplinary performance, will be held on October 18th at the Firehouse, located at 65430 Winters Road in Joshua Tree. The family-friendly performance begins at 5:30 p.m., doors open at 5 p.m. Tickets are donation-based, with a suggested scale between $10 and $25. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
That's our local news. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.